Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Sam or Xjaws, and today I have a story for you guys. So yesterday I said something on my Twitter about a teacher in my school having a literal mental breakdown, like actually having a mental breakdown, including crying in front of her class, which included her actually quitting her job at the end of the day. And we'll see how that turns out, or how that pans out. See if she's actually not coming back. But in the meantime, I thought I'd tell you guys the story because so many people have been asking me to actually make a commentary about it after I said that a teacher had a mental breakdown. So it's not the most interesting story in the world, bear in mind, but a lot of people, like I said, wanted me to talk about my teacher having a mental breakdown. So without further ado, here's my story. So let me give you guys a little bit of background on this teacher. I knew this teacher's name, and I didn't know it from positive things. I knew this teacher's name before I even went to high school. So when I was in 8th grade, I knew that this teacher had a reputation for being a very mean, strict, and disliked teacher. So this isn't something spur of the moment, because I had that thought too when I heard that a teacher had a mental breakdown. I assumed that, possibly, she's going through a rough time in her life. Maybe she's had a rough couple of months, maybe financial issues, divorce, I don't know. But this has been ongoing for at least 5 or 6 years now, possibly 10. I mean, I don't even know. But this isn't spur of the moment, and it's probably not, there's no real reason that she's bitter, I guess. So anyway, she's just a bad teacher. So anyway, what happened in class that day was the first 15 minutes of class she actually spent teaching the wrong notes. And what happened was she thought that she got her notes mixed up, and she was teaching algebra notes in a math analysis class. And the math analysis kids, because it's seniors and they don't like her, didn't tell her that she was teaching the wrong notes. And 15 minutes into the class, she realized it. And then after she realized that she was teaching the wrong notes, she immediately realized that the kids had realized it long before and didn't say anything. And she yelled at them, like really, like gave them a really, big lecture, and yelled at them for not telling her about her own mistake. And then said that she wasn't going to teach for the rest of the class, and went to the corner of the room at her desk and told everybody to just do their homework. Well, she didn't teach the stuff that was on the homework. So my friend Taylor walks up to her desk and says, can you help me with this? And she says to Taylor that like she should just go away and just do the work. So Taylor says back to her, well, you didn't teach me this, so you're going to need to teach me this now if you're going to want the ability to then say to me that I didn't do my homework, because I have no way of doing my homework if I don't know the material, and it's your job to teach me it. So admittedly, that was a little harsh, I guess, but she turns around and she is sobbing. And this is where the mental breakdown starts. So she's sobbing and she yells while she's like sobbing, and like I'm sure makeup was messed up or whatever. She says that she's a human being too, and that the kids need to leave her alone and cut her a break, and she makes mistakes. So yeah, I admit, she makes mistakes, but she yelled at the class like for a very long time about them not telling her about a mistake. The kids didn't, yell at her for making a mistake. So I think everybody was kind of blowing things out of proportion. But nonetheless, she goes back to her desk, and everything's got to be really awkward at that point. But one of my friends in that class, who, because it's Halloween, is dressed up as Green Man. And if you don't know what Green Man is, I'll throw a picture up on your screen right now. So yeah, he's in Green Man, and she tells him to go to the office, and he says no, because the office is, a place for really bad things. If you do something really bad, then you get sent to the office to talk to the principal. So he's like, no, I'm not going to go to the office. So then she calls security on him. But what happens is she actually calls security, and then she runs out of the room crying. And I actually heard this from my chemistry room, which is in a different hallway, but I could still hear her. So obviously she was loud, and 2 math teachers who were in adjacent rooms went into her room along with the 2 security guards. They kind of were all in there at the same time, and were trying to figure out what's going on, because there's no teacher there to explain what's going on, just the kids. And the kids say, well, she called the office and wanted to get Tim taken away. And they say, who's Tim? And or where's Tim? So Tim walks up in full Green Man outfit, mask and all, and is like, go ahead, take me away. And what ends up happening is they don't take him away. They just laughed and thought it was funny. And at the end of the day, she apparently said that she was going to quit. And I'm not sure if that's going to pan out or not. But anyway, I thought it was a pretty funny story, and apparently a lot of people wanted to hear it. So there it is. I'll see you guys later. Bye.